What is up, YouTube? Thrift School over here, and there's this really cool collectibles shop in my town, and I wanted to check it out and see if I could potentially find some stuff to sell on eBay, and I did. I've made a pretty awesome deal in here. I want to show you guys everything we got, what the stuff is selling for. I am super stoked about it, so stay tuned.
All right, I rushed back home because we're working out a deal. I have all of these sports cards, but it's also a mixture of Pokemon and other sports type things you could see in here. It's a bunch of 90s and 2000s, just nothing great. There's some random wrestling cards in here. We have Charlotte Flair, Gigi Dolan. There's some racing cards down in here. Richard Petty. Jeff Gordon, right? A bunch of random stuff. They do bags of 1,000 for $5 for kids. And this is perfect. A nice mishmash of a bunch of stuff that it's mostly base cards, nothing too crazy in here. There are some fun cards. Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf on the pink parallel, green parallel. Nothing insane though. What else do we have in here? An optic DK Metcalf. So, we're doing just a trade pretty much. I'm just going to give them all of these cards and they work out really good deals with me while I'm in there. Pretty cool. Originally, I didn't know what we were going to do on pricing for this, but I figured they hook me up. I'm going to hook them up. They give these to kids. It's a win-win. So I'm going to throw these in the car and we're going to head over there.
Alright, we are back inside of the shop, and this is what I'm going to pick up. We have a whole bunch of GamePro video game magazines from the 90s and 2000s, as well as some Game Fan magazines. We have Toy Fair magazines. It's just a mishmash of everything. There's fantasy magazines. I don't know. What I originally was doing was kind of just flipping through and seeing, okay, which ones look the coolest to me. I kind of tried to separate the gaming from the fantasy, from the toy ones, and I thought, you know what? If I can trade the cards for some of these, maybe I could sell them on eBay. Maybe I could sell them on whatnot. Maybe I could sell them on Amazon. I have no idea. Well, come to find out, they couldn't really move these. They've had these in the shop, and they can sell the cards much easier. So we just made a straight even trade. I got all of the magazines, and they got all of the cards. And I think they've already been selling lots of cards like crazy, and I've been selling lots of these comics like crazy. And I want to show you guys some of the sales that I've made here, because I haven't even done out the math yet. I don't know exactly how much I've made, but I know I've made some pretty good money on something like the cards that I just couldn't sell. I have no way to sell them besides making bulk lots myself, and I'd rather sell these anyways.
Alright, so I'm back at the house right now. I got magazines. These are all the toy magazines, the video game magazines I've been going through. These ones are all worth over $10 each. I don't know how well they sell. Looking at solds, there's not a lot of them, but what I think I'm going to do, because they're super quick to list, I'm just going to take a photo of the front, photo of the back, boom, 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 take about a minute a listing. It shouldn't be too bad. I'm going to list all these, see how well they sell. It should only take me, hopefully not too long, I don't know. So what I'm going to do is just take the pictures right here on this table. You guys can see all these DVDs and mixed media things. These were all in Amazon's warehouse, and I checked off to automatically return items to my house that have been sitting for over 180 days by a mistake. And all these got shipped back to me. And I assume more are coming back, so I'm going to have to send them all back into Amazon. That is, I don't even want to talk about how much money that wasted me. Total mistake when I moved to this house. I had to change some settings, and I changed that one by mistake. So that's not fun. But what we're going to do is I just take the first one here, and we're going to open up my camera, and I'm just going to snap 2 photos of this super quick. So let's see. Just like, well, what I want to do, I want it to be square, because that's what eBay likes. So I'm going to change this to 1:1 ratio. There we go. And then we're just going to go snap, flip it, and another snap real quick. There we go. It's as good as that. So pictures, they look fine. They look okay. What you can do if you want to have a perfectly white background, I use this app called Photo Room. This isn't sponsored by them or anything, but we start from photo. Well, I should have batch clicked them, but there we go. Boom. Background is gone. Oh, I did batch them. Okay, so they're both going. and they're both done. So now, that first photo, you could put it on a black background, on a white background. I don't know what's going on. I don't think they both went through. Let's try that again. So what you could do is hit this little batch icon, start a new batch. There we go. Now I want them both. And they will both get beautiful white backgrounds in a second. And then you just export them, you save them to your phone, and boom, there they are. Here it is in my photo gallery on my phone. They look professional, and I could crop it a little bit better when I just throw it up on eBay. And then I have my first listing. It's that quick. It's that easy to do. And yeah, like I said, it's about a minute or so to get a listing done.
So I was able to condense what took me 17 minutes of taking photos into just 10 seconds for this quick time lapse. 17 minutes. That's not that long to take pictures and get things up on eBay.
All right, that's where I was keeping all of the magazines, and now they are all listed. And it is 10:52. I had finished taking the pictures, which took about 17 to 18 minutes, right around 9 o'clock. So I finished them in less than 2 hours. Yeah, is that about right? Yeah, about a little less than 2 hours to do this many. I'm going to have to count them and see how long it took per magazine. All right, now I don't know if I did the math correctly. I assume I did. There are 63 total magazines. It took me an hour and 53 minutes, which is 113 minutes. So I think it works out to 55-ish seconds. I don't know if that's correct. I don't know. That looks wrong. I don't think that's correct. But I mean, it probably took me about 2 minutes a magazine if I really break it down, because 2 hours, 60 magazines, that'd be in 1 hour, that'd be 1 minute a magazine. So yeah, I don't know how to do the math at all. So yeah, it took just under 2 minutes a magazine to list. I still have a bunch more to go through, but that was super easy. So many are listed. I don't know how well they're going to sell. So I got to give it a couple days. Hopefully some sell today because I listed so many. I want to get the rest listed. It's around 100. And if I don't sell any of them, and I made sure I was probably the cheapest on just about every single magazine by a few cents, in some cases $1, just to see. There's maybe 2 magazines that I'm not the cheapest, 2 or 3, because the quality is just a lot nicer on mine than the cheapest one, like a lot nicer. So if they were pretty comparable, then I would just go cheaper, because I just want to move these things. If none sell within this week or within the next 3 days, really, then this wasn't too big of a waste of time. It only took about 2 hours, and it's still a pain, but then I'll just make big bundles and sell them that way. So this is all that's left. Just a small bin right here and a small little stack right here on the coffee table. So not much left, but this one right here is worth some pretty darn good money. So somebody took a best offer under $250, but I see a bunch listed around the $50 range. Oh, hi, Noodle. Okay, bye. There is a couple reasons for that. Right here is a Power Rangers trading card that you can cut out. It's kind of ridged, so you could pop it out, but obviously I'm not going to do that. And right here is a Michael Jordan card. And this one is mint. I mean, those edges and corners are sharp and clean and nice. We don't want the cat to step on it. And I knew she was going to. You better watch out now. But yeah, so this has some pretty decent value. I want to make sure I pay attention to taking pictures of the cards themselves, showing how clean they are, and that should help amp up the value. And then, of course, I have this entire bin right here filled with the toy magazines, and the sell-through on these are pretty terrible. So these, I think I'm gonna make just a big bundle. Not bad. I gotta deal with all of these DVDs real soon, but not bad on these guys. Average price listed probably around $15. All right, we can pull up my eBay and take a look at the prices I listed everything at. So yeah, 13, 15, 19, 12, 14, 14, 26, 11, 12, 21, 20, 12, 12, 21, 14, 15, 1690, 1695. Yeah, I'd say on average about $15. That seems pretty pretty stable, and I did not end up going with a bright white background on them like I said I was going to. I realized this honestly looked pretty good with the wood grain on the back. It still looks like a nice picture, so I just went with it. I didn't bother getting rid of the background on any of the magazines. So, you know, it is what it is, but if I normally get rid of the background if it's a bigger item, maybe like maybe something like this Bakugan, but even then, this wood grain doesn't look too bad. So, I don't know. This isn't a bad area to take photos, but I can't always take photos in my dining room. So, yeah, sometimes I do have to remove the background. So it is now a little while later, and this is all that I have left. I've already sold a bunch of them, and I have some numbers for you guys, and some cool eBay screenshots. You guys can see what is selling. All right, so just on these Game Pro magazines on eBay, I've sold a total of 18 individual comics. I sold them for a total of $232.13. And after fees and shipping, I have made about $121.53 on the Game Pros. I also sold 2 of the Game Pros over on Whatnot, which is kind of where I think I'm going to sell the rest of these to get rid of them a bit faster. I sold 2 on Whatnot for $5 each to somebody, so $10 total. After fees, I made about $9. And then that lot of Toy Fair comics that I showed you guys that I didn't know how I was going to sell them, I just put them in a big lot on eBay, and I took a best offer of $170, where after shipping and fees, I made $119.59, which leaves me with a grand total profit so far of $250.12, and that's profit because I paid nothing for these. I just made a straight up trade. So these are the ones that we have left right here to sell. I think I'm going to just throw them up on Whatnot and see what happens to them so we can get fully out of these guys. I'm having a Whatnot stream on Wednesday, so hopefully this video comes out on Tuesday. So tomorrow, Wednesday, July 10th at, I think, 8:30 at night, I'm going to have a Whatnot stream and sell off these along with a bunch more of these comics that I have been selling off like crazy. We have piles and piles. So yeah, just over $250 in profit on something I traded for free. It's been a little while. They're not selling as fast as I hoped, but they are still selling. I assume if I made a big lot of those Game Pros like I did the Toy Fair comics, they might all be sold now, and it is what it is. I'm still very happy. How would you guys have done it? Would have you just created a big lot? Or are you like me and sometimes I try to list everything individually to get the most money out of something, but then I realize I'm stuck with these things that it's going to take me forever to sell. And but you do squeeze out more money that way, but sometimes it's about freeing up space, freeing up inventory slottage, and just getting everything out and sold and move on to the next thing. And that's what I think I'm going to do. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. It's a little bit different, right? If you did, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if you have any questions at all. Subscribe if you haven't already. This is ThriftSchool signing out. See ya.